me just see right here if I can have a little bit of taste for today, right? I wanted to do a stream yesterday, of course, but some things always come up. Some things always come up. Things always come up. Yeah, that's the name of the stream, by the way. Starting from now on, it's called Some Things Always Come Up. Yo, let me just put it up here. It's time we're not losing any time anymore, because I took a little sleep. I took more than enough sleep. I'm actually disgusted of how much sleep I'm taking usually, and I'm losing focus, and it's annoying. But we should always just return to the basics. Always return to the basics. Continue what we did. Never miss a week. Never miss a week of streaming. Once you miss a week, you miss a week and a day. A week and 2 days. I was supposed to do many stuff, but I did none of them. I keep finding reasons not to, and it's quite annoying. But let's not talk about annoying things, because that will be after the stream when I'm doing some annoying stuff. But let's do a roundup of what really happened in the past week. In the past week or so. Oh, I'm getting some notifications there. Wait. Well, one thing that didn't happen was... Wait. Okay, that's good. One thing that didn't happen was another issue of One Piece, which let us stranded into what's going on with Kuma in the One Piece. Now we're still getting back from the intensity of the battle from the what do you call, flower capital. It was a big battle. Now I'm still waiting for the episodes to catch up, because I've noticed that they still haven't arrived at the point that I want them to arrive. Which I understand. If the animation comes a little too close to the manga, then it will need to go into a filler series, so we don't want that to happen. We don't want to see introspections like in Naruto, like remembering today what they just did 10 minutes ago. No. That's alright. I'm alright. But yeah, that was a spoiler, wasn't it? Now let's see, what have I found in the last days of this week. I have found the existence of the Baldo. If you don't know what the Baldo is, take a sip and relax, because this might actually not be pleasurable for neither party, YouTube included. Neither me nor YouTube, not the persons who really paid 100 and 111 euros. That means usually $100 by per one price. That's the price right now. But for people to be able to gain 49,000 to start this thing, $50,000, people to be willing to give $50,000 for this, well, kind of gives you, I don't know, the best hope and the last hope of humanity. But yes, let me just present to you the Baldo. Let's see if we have some kind of commercial. Okay, I'm gonna have to narrate this. I'm gonna have to narrate this because apparently there's no voice, there's no anything. Now, X will never be the same again. Okay, Baldo, copyrighted, or what do you call the TM? Original. Trademark. Baldo, trademark. X will never be the same again. Introducing the Baldo trademark. The world's first ball dildo. You heard it right, folks. Tip no wider than most penises. So incredible. Skin safe, ultra soft, platinum, silicone. Oh my god. Stretchable upper ring makes it easy to put on and take off without hurting your balls. That's incredible, right? Patented super strong inner core to prevent collapse when thrusting. Oh my god. 2 spacer rings included to make your balls rigid enough for penetration. Cavity design to fit all sizes of balls. Join the revolution. Make 2021 the year of Ball X. Be one of the first to try it. Baldo. www.baldo.com. Let's see, Baldo. Oh, so it's the double L. Baldo L. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just look it up. Let's look at their, like, we have Cosmopolitan. We have Gigi. We don't know who are this. Howard Stern. Their approving this. Wired, of course they do. Playboy, Vice, who wouldn't it? Sex Cells, I don't know what that is. Extra, Film Daily, all these persons promote Baldo. So this is Baldo. You just put the lights on yourself and then you just do it with your balls. You don't need any more penis. What an amazing thing, isn't it? What an amazing world we live in. This is actually perfectly made for training yourself to have X like dogs have it. To be locked into your partner. Are you ready for the sexual revolution? You must be, because that is it. That is totally it. That is the revolution. It's incredible, isn't it? Now what else happened? Now, Britney, as you might know, there's Britney Spears that got liberated from her tutelage, from her parents not taking care, but deciding what she should do. Having access to all her money, all her decisions. And sometimes you might think that's a good idea. But sometimes you just have to watch what she does. And who could blame her? She has the money, she has nothing to do. Let's go. What is she doing all day? Okay. Yeah. She might be just excited to do stuff. But sometimes people think like, what is this? She might want to relive her youth again, probably. But we can't really blame her for being extremely happy. And there was the official trailer, official teaser. I don't even know if we're allowed to see the Casey Anthony official teaser. I'm not sure. Can we watch it? Is it legal for us to watch? The Casey Anthony, the porn star who now is trying, I think she's trying to say that, you know what? Porn is bad. Okay. I don't know what, wait. Synopsis. Considered one of the first trials of the century that polarized conversation in living rooms across America, the Casey Anthony case is one that still leaves more questions than answers. There have been several movies and documentaries made to fill the gaps, and yet the woman at the center of it all remains the biggest mystery. Throughout the exclusive 3-part documentary series, Casey Anthony finally tells her side of the story and addresses the public that has made so many assumptions for the past 13 years. Now, there's another thing we need to learn is to do the tags like they do. These kind of things. Oh, this work. Oh, this works so well. If I manage to just steal this kind of tags. Oh, that would be good. Because I don't know what it has to do with Modern Family. Okay, current hits. Okay, let's just see. The Peacock original. And actually, let me first search who is Casey Anthony, to be sure that she was who I think she was. Okay. Where's the video? Where's the video? Where's the video? Where's she at? Okay, who was Casey Anthony? No, apparently she wasn't in this. But I thought she was. But let's see. Let's see what Casey Anthony has. What is where truth lies. Because apparently there's a story behind this. And I don't know it. Now this of course will be copyrighted. But if we're commenting on it, there should be no such problems. Should there? YouTube? Huh?
911, what's your emergency? My daughter's been missing for the last 31 days.
It's happening, the most closely watched case, certainly since O.J. Simpson.
It's been over a decade since the Casey Anthony trial. Oh, she was the one that killed Tuparty? That people think she killed Tuparty? I don't know. I know nothing. I'm just throwing things out there. So nothing is true, but it's been over a decade since the Casey Anthony trial.
As to the charge of first-degree murder, not guilty.
Casey's never told her story. Did she murder her daughter?
Okay, so what happened to her daughter?
Casey interview? Mark Brown?
Casey gives her first on-camera interview.
What do you think my question's gonna be?
Why did I wait 31 days to call 911?
Oh. So she waited 31 days to call 911 for her daughter was missing. Well, I had some hope in humanity, but I guess today it's a day in which there's no such thing.
Did you do everything in your power to protect your daughter?
The public thought that Casey didn't want to be a mother.
The lies make you...
Oh yeah, kill to party. Now here's the thing. Why you see that wouldn't been a problem if you had the possibility to have those days, those first days to decide if you're gonna give your child to the gods of the woods this wouldn't be an issue.
Do you think that she did murder this child?
It's not the Casey that I knew. She loved that child. Let her through! I lied.
Yes, but where is it?
But no one asked why.
Yes. Why? Why? You don't have to ask why. You just have to call the police after she's missing, after a child is missing. If you decided that you're gonna have a child and brought it to the world, and the first week has passed and you decided that you're gonna keep it still, you have to call the police after 1 hour in which you can find him, her, your child. Oh yeah, we're giving some good vibes over here. The universes are merging, aren't they? This would have been such a simple thing to do in the first week. You already know in the first week if you're gonna take care, if you're gonna give your life to that child or not. Here we are. And if you don't, just go leave him in the woods and hope that the gods will take care of him or her. Someone should create a company named In the Woods that takes abandoned children. But here's the thing, you never know if those persons would take care of it. But hey, you could be called the gods in the woods. Okay, let me just try and stop.
Grew so fast.
Stop. Because every time I'm moving to... Okay, there's something taking a lot of my space here. I've shown you the Baldo. I've shown you... What else I've shown you? Oh, I showed you the Casey Anthony one. The one that... waited some days, because unfortunately this is not the only case. I've showed you before, there are many who leave their children starving as they go partying. Now let's see the scores in the FIFA World Cup, because that's the most I can tell you, the scores without being copyrighted. And by YouTube, by FIFA, by Qatar, because everyone wants their share of football. You can't share football anymore. You have to buy the football. You have to buy the football, man. Okay, so Iran versus USA. USA has won. It's halftime. And apparently, Wales must win by at least 4 goals to go through. And I don't know what that means. The Christian Pulisic. Oh yeah, football, it's happening, my friends. Oh, okay, I've received a... So you know how WHO, the World Health Organization, likes to call USA has 1, Iran has 0. It's only halftime, so that's the score. But let's go back into who likes to just call call illnesses and diseases as much as they like. But just to not have to be politically correct, now we have WHO that confirms that monkeypox will now be called mpox due to racist and stigmatizing language. Both names will be used during a 1-year transition, but never have they considered naming it the gate pox. I don't know why it wasn't considered the, you know, the I can't say the names. I can't say the names. Susan will bar me if I say the names, but that is pretty good. And apparently there are myriad ways to catch gate pox, and it's highly contagious in the gay community. Now people are literally no one has caught monkeypox otherwise than gay bathhouses and I don't know, those glory holes. I think no one else is getting it, but someone else thinks it's very, very not funny for me to call it that way. But people like it. Some people like it. People they just called me the gay one, but that's okay. Who else isn't? I am gay. I am not homosexual, but after a few days of suffering, I re-become gay and have fun with life a little bit, right? What a spread, what a spread. Oh yes, I'm loving it. They are throwing everything that can be thrown. Now, another thing that's happening, it's China, which has started doing what normal people did in 2021 when we had enough of those lockdowns and those closings, and they started doing protests, people, and so do people in China. But this time protests are super important for the freedom, you know, after we've been called all kinds of things, all kind of conspirationists, all kind of do you want your grandma to die? Do you really want all the elders to die now? Do you want to go out? Yeah, those were amazing, right? But apparently now in the news media, that's amazing. That's if you're doing protests against that, you are so deserving. You are so right. But, do you want to see something filmed in China? Check this out. Do you love the... Do you love the red sky? Do you love the red sky? Oh, it's happening. The merge is happening. Little by little, it's happening. The red sky is coming. Chinese people are sprayed with who knows what in the most, let's say, humanly disconnected kind of way. I want to see if I can feel it. I want to see if I can refine that little video of spraying. No, I can't find it. I lose it. Sorry about that. Yeah, the planet always does. But let's see some of those lockdown, those protest videos, because those are conspirational. I think they want their I think they want their nannies to die. Like, are they stupid? They should be inside. They should be inside right now. Thank you. What are they doing? They should... Oh my god, they're not even taking space between each other. Oh my god, they're transmitting it. Oh. That's so uncool, boys. That's so uncool. But truly, this is not new in China, because if you're gonna protest in China, this always happens. These are how protests are taking place. Yeah. Okay. Now, just take them down. Take them down. Everyone, just take them down. Oh yeah. Remember those times? Remember those times in our protests? Yeah, it happened some like that as well. Don't worry. Don't worry. There is also an active volcano, the world's largest active volcano, that begins eruption after 38 years of quiet. Bam. But it sounds like a fart, right? Yeah. Fart. Farts are funny. Farts are funny. Okay. Where else? What else we had happening recently? Now, congratulations to the Lotto Sitter. They have managed to get 2 years. To stay 2 years on track. And they did a pretty good job. Though, in the end, I've listened to their podcast, and as Carl Benjamin, the founder of the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, described the reason why he decided on the Lotus Eaters and the luck, for aside from the luck of having the Lotus Eaters. I still think it's still not the way to go, to be a Lotus Eater and just not do anything, just wait for death to take you, because it will take you. It would take you on a battle, or it would take you as you stay calm and dream about being with your ancestors instead of actually being with your ancestors. A lot of shenanigans, of course, still happening on Twitter, as Twitter gets to be the most, it's starting to become quite active, quite impressive. Even the people that are that were trying to do this thing where yeah, I'm going, if you guys can follow me there, that we will make a community there. This other app is the best app, but ultimately they still do, and of course I managed to get blocked by the feminist next door. Oh. Because I can't I don't know if she's still around, but I've been blocked. Oh, come on. Yeah. I had the pictures trying to go, but I can't see because I'm unable to view this tweet, because the account owner limits who can view their tweets. Because of course she said that men should try and teach other men to be less misogynistic, I think, or misandry or something. Misogynist. Misandry is the female version of misogyny. But she was telling like if men could do this, even though the majority fell, that would be so awesome. In 2 years we could have no misogyny, as she was commenting men haters to men haters, like literally that was on their bio, that you go girl, you tell them, man, you hate on those men, that's alright. Oh yeah, wanna see some let me just see if we can pull this up here. Now, of course, there are some good videos that we can see here. Wait. As this person just tries to walk out of the store by stealing. Yeah, they don't. They basically they just want people to do the things that they don't want to do. So they want someone else to do something that they are not willing to do. That's the whole point. Like, they're lazy. They don't want to put any effort. They just want someone else to put in the effort and then say like, oh, you see, this helps. This is the way it should go. Because I said that if this will happen, then it is good. Yeah. They just put the words. That's all they do. They talk. They talk. But check this dude out. He's trying, dude or girl, I don't know. He's trying to get out with a bag that he's trying to steal. No, you cannot. You cannot go out. We have to verify. No, I want to get out. I want to get out. Ma'am, you cannot go out. Damn it. Oh, she's angry. She's angry, she can't steal. Apparently she's a woman. Well, it's not like her male counterparts are any different. But, I've been watching some nice video recently and I want to share them with you. Like physics. You want to see some physics? Look at physics. How to properly untie the screw of a car tire. Just like that. You just wing on it and when you feel you're slipping, BAM! Into the nuts. Directly into the nuts. Oh my god. What just happened? You are just hitting the nuts. That's life. That's life. Oh yeah. Okay. Whew. Elon Musk showed us his bedside table, which was kind of pretty damn cool. It reminds you a little bit about the that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg joke with them putting on a bet. Okay, forgot my phone on sound. I'm sorry about that, but I have to do that for work. Now, let's see Elon Musk's cool bedside table. Bam! What do we see there? What do we see there? Can we see something more? We can't see. We have this gun from a game. It looks pretty cool. Diet Coke, a lamp, I think. The rings, look at those rings, look at those Coke rings. The Coke looks nice. I don't know what that is. But this is a musket because he's musket. Elon Musket. I want to see if we get the answer to what those books are, because my you know how you see in those movies like enlarge and things like that. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Here it just looks like it's written in Elvish. Some kind of Elvish that I can't recognize. Control 0. Is it Control 0? Control 0 on the browser to remake it at 100% zoom. And let's see. Did he say? I don't think he said what the books were or what they represented. But anyway, it's a pretty good office. Sam Harris, of course, left Twitter for some kind of reason. And apparently he got a new podcast episode in which he explains why he deleted his Twitter account. And Brett Weinstein commented that in the first 23 minutes he makes his case. The case is better than expected, even on free expression. So that must be a must listen for those that know about Sam Harris. He has a podcast. It's called, what was it called? Because it had a name, but then it changed. Sam Harris. It's not Free Will. Sam Harris. Making sense. Now people can join his website, samharris.org, and request a free account. You can pay, like it is paid, but you can request a free account if you, for one reason or other, do not want to pay. They are not judging you, and they will give it to you, no questions asked. The access to his webcast, which is, I think, a pretty good. He is still a pretty cool person. Now, of course, apparently it's that said, it's fatally, the thing he said, I think it's related, so it's fatally compromised by the absence of an acknowledgement of Sam's destructive role in the COVID madness. The longer it waits, the less it means. Oh my god, I said the C word. I think it's easier to say cunt here without Susan being angry. What else? Did something else happen? I was I wanted to make a whole case about nagging versus feeling needed, because let's be honest, we were in a conversation, and it's inherent in man to feel needed, but there is a difference between feeling needed and being told what to do. And we should take a simple case of let's say a wood from the floor broke. Now, as a woman, you will would you A, tell your husband to fix that wooden floor because it broke, Or B, do you not complain, but complain a little bit about how that wooden floor stays in the way of you, that broken wooden floor gets in the way of you doing some other things. And you're not complaining about the man not doing that, you're just commenting about the floor. Now, in which situation is it more likely that when the man hears about that cracked wooden floor, would just take his, I don't know, what do you call, utensils, and start doing the flooring? Start doing the flooring. I'm telling you, I don't think it's the first one. Because it's always about the utility of doing something. If you can present the utility of, or the obstacle something presents in the utility of something, and then that will always be fixed by a man. Always. You just tell where's the obstacle, the man will fix it. But if you're telling the man that they should fix an obstacle, then that's no obstacle. That's just a person telling someone what to do. And that's what feminisms do. That's what feminists do. That's what nagging people do. And they tell someone what to do, even if with no reason whatsoever. They just think that you can tell people what to do. And I've been pondering a lot, especially in the last days, especially yesterday. And that is quite annoying, and sometimes it just has nothing to do with a man whatsoever. It's just something that it has no connection with the man, and if you cannot make that connection, then you can't have a good interaction. Okay, talking about feminism, what do you think the biggest scam? What do you think the biggest scam is we're forced to believe? I'll start. Feminism. Okay. Now someone comes with religion, but religion is feminism is a religion as well. They think religion is something you can post, you can label. This is the thing. If you think you can label something, and then you're using that label, that's actually what was it called? Straw man. Oh yeah, that was the straw man fallacy you use in a debate. Like you're creating a straw man, but this is, you're not here's the difference between this kind of things, the labeling things. You're not creating the straw man, you're just to fight that straw man, you're actually, yeah, it's still the straw man, but it's more complex a little bit with the new labeling machine, because you're putting a label, and you know how that label acts, and you think you can control that label and know that label and what it means, and you do not accept anything else, like no other way. Even if people don't listen, you don't listen as well. And the label must go into that direction, otherwise my point has no sense. Oh yeah, did something else happen? Let me just search a little bit. Up. Apparently Twitter has quietly dropped its policy against COVID-19. Oh, I just said the word again. Misinformation. And there was a very annoying thing, because there was something revealed recently, and that is that Biden ordered Trudeau to end freedom convoy over fears US car plants were closed within hours before the Canadian Prime Minister invoked emergency power to squash it. So just so you know, the clown wall that happened back there, we will still not forget the heroes of the convoy as we move further into history. It was a good moment. I thought more should happen, but at least we got that.
Unlike Callum.
Okay, no. Now, here's the thing. Okay, this I can close. What is this? I'm just seeing if I let some things happen. Okay, Megan McCarthy is a YouTuber and a writer. And she provided me with a super cool mega access link that I hope I can use soon and see what will happen. I don't know what's gonna go on, but it's an AI driven solution that apparently helps you, let's just say, helps you write better, faster. Like it learns your writing style and provides you with better opportunities. It's so cool. I still haven't tried it, but thank you, Megan.
There it is. Okay, so
I think she's a feminist, but I have nothing against that type of feminism. She's on her way, not screaming at men, just doing her thing, trying to be the best woman she can, the best of both worlds, that she said in a poem, or she presented a poem on her page by someone else. But okay, it's a 13-minute one. We're gonna see up the asymmetry between men and women, because hey, come on, we're at this stream. If we're not gonna have something about men and women, then this stream wouldn't be a stream, right? Right, fellas? Come on. And it's Brett Weinstein with Bridget Petassi. Actually, it's Bridget Petassi and Brett Weinstein. So they're pretty. Usually, they are PhD and over PhD. They're professors. They're very new in this. So it's 13 minutes. 1 hour has passed. Let's get into it. We're gonna do an hour and a half. Comment a little bit if we find something interesting, and then we'll end this properly with the song, but not before we start this properly with another song. The song of our people. The song of our people. Almost done it. Almost got it. But let me tell you. If you think this is horrible, you should see my neighbors Saturday morning at 5 a.m. Now, of course, I haven't seen them since, but it was a long night. Women taught each other how to properly iron clothes. Men took drugs, men drank, men ate with women and talked. Some people play with the dogs. Some people did watch other people iron clothes and listen to. Actually, I think the only person who knew how to use that kind of iron in the whole house. So I think now here's the thing with women. Why not women with feminism? I enjoy women, like they can properly send so much information to one another from one generation to the other, and yet they choose not to. Like they can explain, even drunk they can explain some things, and then if they listen, like it's a bonding experience. But few little want to bond anymore. Everyone just want to tells the other one what they should do. This is basically it, and usually they gang up to try and tell men what they don't do, or what they do in some places that are not connected to other men. But yeah, that's life. Let's go into the asymmetry between man and women with Bridget and Petassi from Brett Weinstein's Dark Horse podcast.
I regret being a slut.
I regret being a slut was the title of the essay, and I must say, the title.
Well, now I don't know what this is about, but how can you start now? Starting with such a strong. I did not expect this after all the presentation I did. But it's a title of an essay, and I'm not judging. I'm just laughing at it. Oh, I didn't expect that. The thing is, I think if I had, because I just drank 1 second earlier and 1 second after, before pressing the play, and I thought I would have just destroyed my nose with Coke. It's not like it's the first time, but this time. Okay, let's hear it again.
I regret being a slut.
I regret being a slut was the title of the essay, and I must say, the title of the essay broke my heart a little bit.
Mm.
You know, I just, it's terrible to discover that you have been lied to about this topic, and that it has affected the way you've lived your life and led to regret. And let me say that you play a very special role in the universe.
Okay, I didn't judge her. I just like the title. I just like the title.
And it stems from an absolutely preternatural commitment to candor and openness, which I really applaud. And so I think lots of people...
Yeah, it's all right to be able to have remorse. It's normal, it's natural, and it helps, as I said, future generations of women.
Lots of women, in particular, have discovered the same thing that you found, and mostly the instinct is to move on and not focus on it, right? And just quietly harbor the pain. And that wasn't your instinct. Your instinct was to explore it publicly, which I think is great. You're doing a service for young women who are trying to understand what to think in a world where they are being told fictions, both by people who know that they're wrong and people who have misled themselves, and industries that are interested in portraying the world in some way other than it is. But in any case, your essay struck me because I've heard private conversations that tread in this topic. I've seen very few public explorations of it, and I thought it was courageous and admirable.
Thank you. It's it's a piece I've been trying to write, honestly, since 2017. A lot of people really thought, they were like, oh yeah, marriage and kids will do this to you. And I'm like, I was feeling this way before I was in a relationship or even had kids. And in fact, I actually think the weird, in a sad yet understandable way, when I read the draft that I wrote originally, I was talking about how I was looking for a good relationship and I was realizing that I might want kids. And that is a much sadder version than I'm in a healthy relationship and I have a child. It almost makes it a little bit more palatable, the being able to, for the reader themselves, there isn't so much, there is a little bit of a happy ending to my story. I don't know that that's the case for everyone, which is sad, and hopefully someone will read this and they can maybe allow me to be their cautionary tale. But that, I think that piece would have been a lot harder to read in the original version that I had written back in 2017, when I was really facing a lot of this stuff. Mind you, I was about 3 or 4 years sober.
That's nice.
And
memories were starting getting back, because you're never sober. Very few people are getting sober as they get into that lifestyle, because you have to forget, because you're accepting more and more, and you're accepting more and more, so you have to forget, so you use more numbing substances, like I use cigarettes, to accept what's really going on.
That is partially what led to even being able to uncover and discover a lot of the feelings that I had. I just wasn't numbing out anymore.
The essay really gets to the heart of the matter, and it's very understandable, comprehensible. Doesn't surprise me that it took you a while struggling with the topic to get to such a clear presentation. I think the world has also, I know because I've been trying to raise this question for many years, and I know what comes back when you do. The world is now changing. It is waking up to the fact that it has made errors about sex and sexuality, and that it isn't as simple as, basically, if we demystify sex and treat it as just another kind of interaction, that things get better and people are more satisfied. That turns out to be nonsense.
Because you're sharing time with each other, and you're sharing other people's time with someone that doesn't want to share that, doesn't want that time, you know? I had this discussion a long while ago, and it's starting to come up with a person that told me that she just didn't mind wanted to go to orgies because she thought that if a world orgy would happen, then that would solve all humanity's problems. But somehow she was trained to believe that they're sharing love, but there's not such a thing when there is no reason to do that other than to share the love. The only love you share is monkeypox.
And it isn't as simple as people who disagree with that perspective are somehow prudes, right? And so anyway, go ahead.
What is the question you ask when you say you've been trying to ask this question? What's the question you ask, and what's the answer that you normally receive?
My point has been that sex is fantastic, but it is a precious commodity, and that if what you do is you make it commonplace in all of the ways that you might do that, that you rob it of its power. And then I guess my second point is that the thing that it does in human beings is so unique that to unhook that power is incredibly dangerous, not just to relationship building, but also to the way civilization works. And the problem is that sounds, I think, so far like a traditional position, right? Like trad. My position isn't traditional.
Well, I think too, just even and I say this in the essay, one of the early things that I bucked against about sex was that it was presented to me as if it was a commodity. And so already there's this there's some kind of, like the interaction always seems like you're bargaining or bartering, or it gives this idea of like, my daughter who has this, her virginity, and we have to keep this commodity as precious as we possibly can. And I think, and being raised Catholic, there's a lot of guilt and weirdness around sex as well, even though they have 1 million kids, which is kind of funny. But there was this sense of guilt around having sex outside of marriage and whatnot. So I feel like that was one of the early things I kind of pushed back against, or felt like I was reacting to. And
just a quick second, they still do not allow for you to leave the child in the woods. This would be solved because that guilt of of going outside of marriage and actually having delivered a child would bring you back on wanting to actually keep a child.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is just a commodity, and like that's the way it is. But I think it gave me the sense that it was always transactional. Like the whole dealing around my sexuality or my sex became a transaction. And I think part of me initially becoming somewhat promiscuous, aside from reacting to being sexually assaulted. It was also just reacting to a culture where I felt like this sex was a transaction and women had to like protect their commodity, or they were worthless. So it became something that was attached to my value in a way that I don't think was great. And I know people who were raised with like healthy messages about sex where they did not feel that way about sex and they didn't have that. So, yeah, I think unpacking that has been challenging for me as well.
Well, there's a lot in there, and I would say one thing, you know, Heather and I explore this a little bit in our book, and we certainly talk about it on Dark Horse and you know, off camera. But the fact is, the asymmetry between humans, sexual asymmetry, is utterly profound, and it is somewhat broken down by modern realities, right? The ability to control when you produce offspring has reduced the asymmetry a little bit, and you know, paternity tests have reduced the asymmetry in the other direction, right? Men used to have every reason to be concerned about the possibility of being lied to about whether an offspring was really theirs. That's reduced by paternity testing. Women's ability to control when they produce offspring means that having sex doesn't inherently carry the kinds of incredibly high stakes that it once did.
Yeah.
But that said, none of the underlying wiring was changed by these technological facts. And so the biggest problem with having this discussion is that wiring isn't obvious. And the idea that effectively the distinction in the expectations for men and women are the result of the powerful people, men, oppressing women, and that we can therefore measure whether women have attained equality or what fraction of equality they might have attained by how much of that asymmetry has evaporated. And the problem is, no, that asymmetry was biological to begin with. It is written in deeply, and the expectation that it will evaporate when we are equal is nonsense. And so we're sort of caught in this bind where, to the extent that there are still asymmetries evident in the expectations of females, people are like, oh yes, that's because we haven't achieved the goal, we're still not equal. It's like, nope, that's just not how it works.
Real feminism hasn't been tried.
Right. Well said. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's something too that it's really fascinating. One of the things that I reacted to was the asymmetry that men can sleep with whoever they want and they generally get applauded, as many people, women do, and they're considered a slut. I don't think getting naked and, you know, having sex with a lot of men has changed any of that. And perhaps when I evaluate how I'm going to talk to my daughter about this, and as my therapist always says to me, she's like, I just raised my kids to be like, that's just the way it is. And I don't know that I've come to any more of a conclusion other than, which might be disheartening. Yes, it's a double standard. Yes, it sucks. But that ultimately the only place I've landed at this moment that we're talking, this might evolve, is like, yeah, that's just the way it is. That's unfortunately the way it is. And I don't really know. I'd like your thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, I think the truth is both more horrible and a lot better than that suggests. Here's the, you know, let's just be honest about this. The game theory surrounding the distinction between the sexes is pretty well understood in the realm of ethology and ethnology, that is the study of animal behavior and the study of human cultures. This isn't that complex. It's incredibly strange and counterintuitive, which is why it's not well known in public. But Why the asymmetry is there is pretty obvious, and how it can play out is mostly obvious too, if you know kind of where to stand. But here's one of the things that people, I think, don't really grasp. This system in which sex is commonplace and commodified isn't good for men either. Now, there's one caveat I have to give you, which is that for very powerful men, right, like really wealthy men, it's arguably evolutionarily positive. Doesn't mean they're happy, but it does mean that for those at the very top of the male mating hierarchy, there's an argument that this system is functional. For almost everybody else, it's bad.
There you have it. Game theory explained. Anyway, this is from the Dark Horse podcast clips. And yeah, we haven't heard anything new. It is what it is. At the end, I guess you can say that it is what it is. But yeah, you're just missing out on stuff when you're doing that, and more people are missing out on stuff. Each person that selects multiple, let's say, multiple persons, one by one, with time it arrives, like you have to do the work of one. You're compared to 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, and you have to do the work of 100 men. Now, there are some men, of course, that are barely 1, or maybe 1.5, maybe 2, not 100, not 20, but just themselves, you know, just 1. And it's not a real prize to be the 13 that finished the race. You're not receiving any prize. By the time you're just receiving what do you call them, participation prize. Yeah, that's what you're receiving, a participation prize, and then you're supposed to act like that's the best prize you ever got in your whole life. And of course, who would like a participation prize to be the best prize to receive? Like, yes, you participate in life, but even sometimes that it doesn't feel like a win for most people, doesn't it? Because you never know if it's a win. It's not a win until the end. And what you're doing matter. Oh, life. Oh, life. Now, we've been how much time? 1 hour and a half. I think we've discussed a lot for today. Let's see if I can manage to do this. Oh yeah, I can still whistle. Can you still whistle? I've destroyed your ears, but it's a good practice to remember that you can whistle, because whistling as well is quite unique to each person. The position of your fingers, the position of your mouth. It should be possible for most to do it, and I say that you should practice. This is what I said. If I'm gonna tell someone to do something, is to learn how to whistle, because we're gonna have our own whistle one day. Wouldn't that be cool? to have our own little whistle. Let's see, what did you send to me? What did you send? Can I show it? Okay. Let me just make sure that everything's closed down as I'm taking the link from WhatsApp. I can show it. Is it a song? Is it the video? Oh, I can hear my computer. He's almost dying. He's almost dying. Oh. Let's copy link address and see what we have received here. What have we received here? Okay, wait. Stop acting like everything's going on. Let me just full screen it. And let's play it.
Jesus.
The sound!
Silence.
Oh, the sound.
Dark sauce. What a pleasant surprise. This morning's full of surprises, Leonidas. We've been tricked. There'll be more than a few hundred of them. This is a surprise. Silence. We heard Sparta was on the warpath. We were eager to join forces. If it is blood you seek, you're welcome to join us. But you bring only this handful of soldiers against Xerxes? You see, I was wrong to expect Sparta's commitment to at least match our own. Doesn't it? You, there. What is your profession? I'm a potter, sir. And you, Arcadian, what is your profession? Sculptor, sir. And you? Blacksmith. Spartans! What is your profession? You see, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
Yeah, okay. We're going on a Spartan challenge? Are we going to become Spartans? Oh. It's a nice meaning from a movie. It is. It is indeed. And maybe it is time to actually wage a war. A war to, not against someone, but a war to conquest. A war to conquest the new world order. A new world order that it is soon to be imposed by you know who, that wants you to just sit over there, create some children, be distracted by everything, consume, and then do that with your children, your families, be angry and consume a little more, because that way you'll be the perfect worker in every situation. And you don't need money, you don't need everything. You will have nothing and you will be happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Which is a nice thing to see every time happening. But let me see if I can find it, because we always have to remind people how they smile and it says everything is okay, you don't need anything. So these are the people that are actually in your parliaments, everyone, in your public offices, deciding public laws and consumption, and these are the people that decide how much you should pay for gas, for consuming so much gas, how many taxes you should pay to the environment. Well, of course, you're not paying to the environment, you're paying it for them, but they decide how much money you pay to them. The World Economic Forum, which is an unironical trailer presented by them, just so you know. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. Look at that happiness. You'll just rant. You won't even have to go out of the house. You won't die for an organ donor. We'll print new ones instead, of course. You'll eat much less meat and more bugs. An occasional trip, not a staple. It's for the good of the environment. You don't need meat. You're saving the environment. Just be weak and vegan. 1 billion people will be displaced by climate change into the wall in Saudi Arabia. You know the wall. We'll have to do a better job at welcoming and integrating refugees as they flee their countries that are not even in war, but they just flee their countries to come in other countries and steal, grape, and basically introduce all the drugs everywhere and make everyone feel unsafe. It's pretty awesome. We'll have to do a better job at welcoming those people. Polluters will have to pay to emit carbon dioxide. As I said, you'll have to pay for living, you know, like if you want to breathe, then you'll have to pay. You already do, but you'll have to pay more. You could be preparing to go to Mars, but you're busy telling Elon Musk how to run Twitter. To start the journey to find an alien wife. McDonald's, Western Valley will be tasting to the breaking point. Oh well, they have been tasted to the breaking point, aren't they? Oh, it broke. It broke the breaking point. Checks and balances that underpin our democracies must not be forgotten. No, they were actually forgotten. They're trying to forget it all along. Hey, where are those COVID money gone? Huh? Where are those Ukraine and Russia war money are going? Huh? Who's getting those money? What's happening over there? Bankman? Will Bankman be forgotten? Will he do any jail? Will Bankman do any jail? I don't think so. Like, comment, and share. And, of course, let's not forget about the prayer as we prepare to go to sleep. Because we had a good time. We learned about the fact that, surprisingly, being a slut is not the way to go. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? Well, let's just take the prayer and end this stream properly, as we'll be going into a new day tomorrow. But never forget that you can always have a prayer, even if you sometimes don't believe in it.
There is much to be skeptical of in this world, so it no longer surprises me to learn how many people don't really believe in anything. What's the point? For many of us, the road is a difficult one, but the path is always there for us to follow, no matter how many times we may fall. The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Naturally, some days are harder than others, but I must try. We all have doubts. The light of the mind alone cannot burn away all darkness. Think on it and look in your heart. It will be for the best. When the walls come tumbling down, when you lose everything you have, you always have family. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. Right. You're not so certain. Fair enough. We all go through periods of darkness. Of course. In a world filled with misery and uncertainty, it is a great comfort to know that, in the end, there is light in the darkness. In such times we can turn to the Lord, but it's good to have friends. And the good Lord knows there's much to be done here. You're a good neighbor to us. Thank you. Until then, God be with you.
Another wonderful stream, everyone. Another wonderful stream. We managed to get in shape. We haven't missed a week without streaming. I am quite happy for that. I'm truly sorry because yesterday was supposed to be the day of the stream, but we'll always have family. And sometimes the family disputes are unavoidable. And during those times, it's better to just rest a little bit. And yeah, I haven't written a single word yet. I have like 5,000 words, but 2 days seem not enough for me to pull off a miracle anymore. 3 days would have been awesome, but 2 days, I'm already too late. I'm feeling a little distracted, but I will need to pull a miracle before actually starting to do the rest. Distracted by sometimes loneliness, sometimes family, sometimes work, sometimes the lack of discipline, like this pressure I am somehow putting on myself, and I don't know why I'm still doing it, but I can't seem to find that positive Matthew effect loop to get into. I know there is, it is there, but I still haven't found it. There are a lot of distractions. Every day there are distractions, but there is so much to be done, and so little time that you want. Many times you want to just somehow take all the time that you've lost, that you have wasted from before, and then just put it in one big bump of, I don't know, let's call it redemption. And it's never like that. What is lost to time. What time has passed, and time always passes, and the present, it's what actually happens. Right now, it's what actually happens, and forgiving yourself for not staying into it, not knowing what you should have done to just keep yourself into a state of productivity, to arrive today and say like, yeah, I've been doing this a lot, and now I'm uber cool at this. It's not good, because it creates more pressure towards yourself to actually do more and more. It is. I've listened to a story recently, and it said even there that if you're gonna say that you're gonna take a flower from the fields and take it to the river every day, if you miss a day and you haven't put a flower, you don't go and take 2 flowers. You don't take 2 flowers in a day to make up for the flower that you didn't do. You just retrace your steps and find out what you have missed, and still take that 1 flower to the river and move on with your daily life. And that distracts many of us, because once you've missed one of those days in which you should take the flower to the river, you always have this innate guilt that you should do better and take 2 flowers next time. Not 2 flowers. Take 1 flower 2 times. Like 1 flower, take it to the river, go back, and then do another time, and then do another time. That's actually, apparently, not going to help anyone. It's not gonna appease the gods more. It's not gonna provide more peace to you. It's just a new rule you have set on yourself without being asked to. Just remember that you have to do that one thing, and then the other thing, and then the other thing. Not all the things at once. One by the other, and live in the moment. That's what most Stoics said, after all. And most religious people before the Stoics, and different cultures, and the cults, and old people, and rambling old weird people on the internet with masks on as their background. All the things and none of the things. That is life. That is distraction. The best moment is to catch yourself when you're distracted. And the more you catch yourself that you're distracted, you can get back into the present and continue what you set yourself to doing. Which is why I am glad that you could join me at at this stream. At this time, I'm really glad that I did it. I didn't felt like it, but if not, I would have felt like I would have to just make it all up every day, and you make it all up when you can actually just take the flower to the stream of water, if you know what I mean. That was so cool. That was so cool. I deserve a subscribe or a like, as you may wish. But flower power is what it is in the end. Now, as I'm trying to find a song, do you have any songs in mind? Okay. I think I can find a song for today. Okay, what is going on? What is a song to end this with? The song of all songs. Let's see if I can find this. Okay, I think this is it. This is what we're gonna listen to. It's the Rasmus in the shadows, because I like how the shadows sound, and I've been living in the showers for too long. For too long have I been resting in the showers, shadows, not the showers. No, I'm actually not in the showers. Tomorrow I'll take a shower. Today I shall sleep. But yes, once again, thank you for joining me. I hope you had some kind of fun this night, and we'll see you on the next one. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a writing stream, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. Well, we're not gonna wait for tomorrow. We're just going to see tomorrow what's gonna happen when the moment comes. Until then, pick the flower and take it to the river, or pick the cement and take it to the dungeon. Whichever way you like it, Jesus. I'm glad you had fun. I hope your days off are going as well as every Eastern European person go. You're building the church right there during your free time and building expensive technology during the work time. That's pretty interesting. The Church of Iron. If you're building that, then that should be it. May the Enorashi pray to you, because Jesus is alive. Your own church with blackjack and hookers. Actually, let's forget the blackjack, because we're losing a lot of money. Let's just have this little night. Good night, dude. Good night.